Most visitors come to the Vatican for the museums and the Sistine Chapel. But behind those walls, there's another part of the Vatican that many visitors never see: the Vatican Gardens. The Vatican Gardens are not open for independent visits, but during parts of the year, you can book a guided tour through the official Vatican Museum website. We'll leave a link in the description below. We enter through the normal entrance of the Vatican Museums, and once inside, all visitors who have booked tours go up the left-hand landing, where you'll be directed to the meeting point of your group. Our little group is then guided out through the museum, past Pope Francis' collection of football souvenirs, and outside through the courtyard, where we enter the garden. Beyond this gate is a restricted area. You cannot enter the gardens independently, you have to be with an authorized guide. The gardens are only open for visits in the morning, leaving them available for the inhabitants of the Vatican City state for the rest of the day. One of our first stops was the Fontana della Pescheria, in the part of the gardens surrounding the Casina Pio IV, an elegant 16th century Renaissance villa and the current seat of the Pontifical Academy of Sciences. Not all spaces are open to visitors, and this can also vary a bit on a daily basis, so this day we admired the beautiful courtyard of the Casina Pio IV through the gate. The Fountain of the Sacrament is also known as the Fountain of the Two Towers. The Fontana dell'Aquilone, or Fountain of the Eagle, is a monumental fountain and is easily recognizable by its cave-like design. The Vatican Gardens are spoken of in plural, and this makes sense when you walk through them. This is not one single garden style, but a series of different spaces, each with its own character. The English garden is designed to feel more like a natural countryside landscape. But although it may seem informal and spontaneous, it is carefully designed and maintained. The contrast with the Italian garden is clear. Here, the Renaissance-style geometry gives the space a much more formal character. Moving between these areas is one of the reasons the walking tour feels so varied. Another great pleasure of this tour is seeing the dome of the St. Peter's Basilica from angles you don't normally get to do as a visitor. The view from the Rose Garden is especially panoramic and is one of the best photo opportunities on the route. The replica of the Lourdes Shrine and Grotto in France is one of the important religious references in the garden. The medieval Torre di San Giovanni, or Tower of St. John, is easy to spot from different areas around the garden. Maybe you didn't know this, but the Vatican State has its own radio and TV station, and Vatican Radio was inaugurated in 1931 with the involvement of Guglielmo Marconi, the inventor of the wireless telegraph. Of course, the Pope has a heliport, and he also has a helicopter at his disposal from the Italian Air Force. But since he doesn't use this or the heliport too often, it is also used by the nearby Bambino Gesù Hospital for emergency transports of patients from all over Italy. As you can see, we were a relatively small group and we walked calmly and had lots of time to take pictures and ask questions. The walking tour is about 2 hours, but there's also a bus tour for those who don't want to walk. However, this is both shorter and you don't get to explore the different areas in the way you do on foot, as the bus only makes brief stops along the route. As an extra bonus, your ticket also covers the Vatican Museums, so after having seen the gardens, you can enjoy these. The guide follows the group as far as the entrance to the Sistine Chapel, and from there you can choose your own way. We decided to save the Sistine Chapel for last and turn back to visit some other parts of the museum, and also to enjoy a light lunch in the restaurant in the courtyard. Before leaving by the famous spiral staircase designed by Giuseppe Momo, often associated with Bramante's famous spiral staircase design. We make helpful and practical videos about Rome and Italy based on our own experiences. You'll find another one linked here.